What's up, Shady Sports Network, man? I'm back here with a very special guest from Angelo State, Mr. Max Burtis. Max, how you doing today?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing great, man. Really excited for you to be on the show. I'm joined by my co-host from Prairieland, Texas, Mr. Devion Renfro. Devion's on some other shows on the network, so great having you too, man. So kind of getting right into it, Max. Obviously this is your last year of college eligibility. You're kind of looking for the next steps. What's your next step looking like right now in your journey?
My next step is hopefully get an opportunity to play in the NFL, and if that doesn't end up working out, hopefully I can go compete in the CFL or the USFL, the XFL. That merger is going on, so hopefully I just get an opportunity to go compete there and work my way up.
Without a doubt. What do you got for him, Jeb?
I would say, I wanted to talk about how was your journey, coming up to where you are now, and how do you feel about it, actually?
My journey coming up at Bemidji State was an interesting one, just being so far from home and just not knowing if I wanted to come to school all the way up here in northern Minnesota. And after my visit, it's a small town vibe, and there's a lot to do here. Like, depending on the season, like if it's the winter, you can go out snowmobiling, enjoy the snow, ice fishing, stuff like that. A lot of teammates take me out to do that. And in the summer, go golfing. And I just love the environment, the dudes up here, and just fell in love on my visit and just committed and just stayed true to my commitment through my whole career, and just ended up being blessed with the opportunity to get as much playing time and coaching and just development here, and just hopefully get to take this next step.
And that's really interesting because I look at your stats and I look at your sophomore season. Most guys, after having a sophomore year that you had, would have dipped. They would have hit the portal, they would have left, they would have went after the NIL money, but you stayed. You stayed committed. You stayed locked in on the brand. What drew you so much to the college that you're at, and what do you like about it that makes you want to stay?
I just love the guys. The guys that I played with the relationships here are really just unmatched. Like, the work ethic here, the dude's passion for the game. For the most part, we're all the same when it comes to that, our passion, and we just feed off each other all year long, and it's just a great environment to be in. And it's just all love from everybody here, and it's a good competition, and we're all striving to win as much as we can.
Chris, I don't know if you wanted to follow up with another question. I didn't have a question at the moment.
Oh, yeah, no, good. So I think that, looking at your career, I look at it kind of from its code, right? You have the freshman year, you have that COVID year. That COVID year in the middle, having a canceled season, being in college, we all dream of playing college football. But having that year taken away from you and then giving back in the weirdest possible way, what did you do during that 2020 to keep yourself sane?
Man, yeah, that's a great question, because just staying sane, as a football player, that's really all you want to do in college. Obviously it's a blessing to get an education, but the whole goal is just be training for that season. And when it got shut down in March, I think it was, or maybe it was a little before that, and all the spring sports got canceled, it was still we're still going to have a season. And then when we found out that our season was not going to happen, it was tough, just pretty much being a student and just training as much as you can. It was just focusing on the process, focusing on getting as good as I can get before that next season and taking advantage of that next season. Just being invested in the process.
Yeah, I can understand about that COVID. It played a lot with a lot of people's future. So I can understand how that goes, or how that feels at least.
Yeah, that'd be tough to come out during that time.
Yeah. Talk about your high school years. Did you play any other positions or did you just play linebacker?
In high school, I played slot receiver, and I was a Wildcat QB and then safety back in high school. So that was fun, just getting to tote the rock and just fly around as safety. That's where I feel most comfortable at. But in college, they moved me to nickel, just what the team needed, and I was more than happy to do it. Get an opportunity to play as much as I can, and yeah, I played there in high school, and I played basketball in high school, baseball. I ran track. I didn't end up playing baseball my senior year to run track for football, and that was one of the best decisions I made. Just learning how to really train for speed and just getting better, competing in something different.
That's really important to enhance your agility to the level that you want to get to. I mean, I look at you, right? The way I found you with the Gridiron Crew. You're in college and you signed with already a legit agent, right? I mean, Deeb has had his fair share of agents. Like, he knows how that process goes. How did you decide on the Gridiron Crew?
I haven't yet signed with Gridiron Crew. They just blessed me with that exposure, that interview, and extremely grateful for that. And, extremely grateful to get this opportunity with you guys on your show, and just trying to take advantage of these opportunities, just getting to talk to you guys and that. And yeah, still looking for an agent. Hopefully I can figure that out soon, just getting help, getting through this process, and hopefully being a benefit to somebody down the line.
I mean, so, D2, right? Like, we all know about JUCO. We all know how that goes. We all know about D1. D2 is that weird middle ground, right? You have a lot of D1 caliber facilities, but then you have a lot of facilities that are not even anywhere near where they're supposed to be. How is your facility, and how do you think that impacted your overall performance on the field?
Our training facility here, we have an indoor turf and an extremely nice weight room here. So it's up here in the winter, it gets extremely cold. So having that to train in our off season and go in the indoor and get working with the guys and just have that space to sprint and do our plyos and stuff before our lifts it's a blessing. And we're not as big as the other schools, but I think that it puts more responsibility on us to, take care of our nutrition and, be disciplined and having a job up here to make money to feed ourselves and eat the right things, and so we can gain weight if that's the case, or, slim down, get the right things to slim down for those bigger guys. Or so even though it's not ideal, but it's still a blessing, and we have great people here. Our strength coaches are amazing, and they're extremely passionate about what they do, and they just fully invest in us. And same thing with our coaches. They'll take extra time to come open the field for us or come get us equipment in the indoor, whatever they need to do. So it's great here.
And what would you say? What type of impact have your coaches made on your college career, or as far as your linebacker coach and actually your head coach also?
Man, my head coach, he's done a lot for me in my whole career. As soon as I committed out of high school, I came up here early in the summer, and I went home, and I didn't know if I still wanted to go to school here after my commitment. And I ended up being home that fall, and he stayed on me about coming up, and this was the right decision for me. And he just stayed committed to me. And, even though he could have just kicked me to the curb, said I didn't want to be there, he just was still invested in me and getting me back up. And I just can't thank him enough for that, just investing in me when I wanted to switch. And from that moment on, just seeing his loyalty to me and his commitment to me just made me want to stay even when things got tough down the line, because his investment in me, I just felt like I owed him for giving me that opportunity again. And then my position coach here now, actually, he coached me in 2021, and I wasn't the starter at the time. And he would support me. I was 185 my sophomore year, and he told me that, with my job, playing nickel, like being on the line of scrimmage, being on so many blitzes that I just needed to put on weight so I could just be in the box. And he taught me all about the nutrition and taking it seriously and the impact it's going to have on me. And then I got him back for my senior year, which was amazing, just getting to get back with him and just do my senior year with him. So that was awesome. And then I've been coached by the best coach I ever had was Coach Marcus McClin. He's the D coordinator at Whitewater right now, co-head coach there. And I had him my junior year, and he just completely changed how I played football, just instilled so much confidence in me, and he trusted me so much and taught me so much. And yeah, that was an extreme blessing to have him there.
I look at this season for you. You know, it was a crazy season. You guys went 9-3. You lost in the second round of the playoffs to Central Washington University. Before that, in the first round, you beat the number 12 team in Division II, Texas Pearman. I think it's Basin. I think the last part of it. It's a long school down in Texas, but you guys beat them. The week before, you got destroyed by St. Augustine. And then 2 weeks before that, you upset the number 25 team. I mean, talk about the wide range of emotions this season and how it has impacted you as a football player.
Yeah, man, there were so many up and downs there at the end of the year. So Duluth is like our rival every year. We didn't beat them there was a stat that we beat them in 2021 was the first time since like World War II, and it was still considered a rivalry for some reason, even though we never beat them. But these past 3 years now, we've beat them, and that's been amazing for the program and just the people knowing that, like around here that support us, knowing that that's a rivalry and getting that game under our belt with them being ranked was just huge. And just a confidence booster. And then, like you said, going down to Augie and not having our best performance, you know, dropping the conference championship, that really sucked, to say the least. And they're a good team, and you know it gave us an opportunity to go play a team out of conference in Texas Permian Basin, and they were a really good program. They won the Lone Star Conference this past year, and they had their quarterback was really good. I think he was our offensive player of the year in that conference. So we knew they had a lot of talent over there, and just came down there prepared, and we just executed, took advantage of that opportunity, and you know, like you said, after being up, after winning that game, just dropped it here at the Chet in Bemidji, dropped that last game to Central Washington. Another good program that, you know, we feel like we should have beat them, but, you know, they came out and just executed better than us that day, which is unfortunate. But, you know, this program still has a bunch of talent, and those guys will go out, they'll win conference next year and have an abundance of success still.
That's good. Well, I seen that you had first team for your 2022 season. What confidence would you say that gave you coming into 23?
Yeah, that's always been a goal of mine since I got here, is to get that all conference under my belt. Just always being confident in myself, knowing I can get that, and just going out there and executing. And my junior year, I got a lot of playing time. Like I said, my Coach Marcus McClin, he gave me a lot of opportunity and was just committed to me. And he would ride with me the full games, and I would be out there the whole entire game, and just gave me a lot of opportunity to develop and just go make plays. And yeah, that year was extremely important in my development.
Well, you know, Max, I mean, your level of maturity to me is unbelievable. The way you handle yourself, how even kill you are, kind of going through this whole thing, it's really impressive to me as I study a ton of recruits. Going into this next step, we spoke about it earlier, right? It's a long process. There's so many leagues out there. There's ELF, there's the Polish League, there's the AIF, there's a bunch of leagues that are insurance frauds, right? So it's so hard to kind of tell what the right fit is. When you sit back and you evaluate your opportunities, what are the things you're looking for, and how are you going to make sure you're financially stable off the field to make that next move?
Yeah, right now, I'm currently at work right now. I work at a group home up here in Bemidji, and I'm just trying to work as much as I can possible, save as much money. So when I get back home, I'm getting to go stay with my mom back home while I train. So get to save some money living with mom, and still gonna have to pay for food since I'm gonna eat so much of training. Is just saving that money, investing in myself, just taking the chance and whatever opportunity I get. I'm really not worried about money at all. I'm just worried about opportunity and making the most of it. However that comes. And yeah, that's really the main focus. I'm not too stressed about money. Just putting my faith in God and knowing that, He's going to take care of me and that He put this on my heart for a reason, and just being fully invested in that and focused on the now.
One question that I kind of always had on my mind, I think it's perfect to ask you as a young man, right? A lot of athletes talk about their relationship with the higher power, right? The Lord. It kind of drives them to be a better version of yourself. What's your relationship with the Lord, and how has it grown over your college career?
Man, yeah, first, thank you for asking that, because that's been my main focus as I've been up here, just not really growing up with the Lord in my life. Just as I moved up here, I was blessed with teammates that were strong in their faith. Princeton Harris, one of our corners here, he was a two-time first-team all-conference corner here. And he would just talk to me about my faith my junior year, and just, like, I believed in God, and I promoted him, and just wasn't living in a way that I think that I should have been, being a Christian. And this past off season, just me focusing on, obviously still focusing on football, but just trying to be the best version of myself, and just loving others and serving others, and just doing the best I can to fight sin, fight temptation, and just live for God. And it's just made me feel like a completely new person, honestly. Like, it's hard to explain, like, God's love. He's just in abundance with me every day. I wake up every day just thinking about Him and how much He's done for me. And it's really just changed who I am. And I'm just still trying to live for Christ every day, with Him on my mind first thing in the morning, praying, talking to Him, just asking Him for the strength to go about my day and just be a blessing to others in any capacity. And just knowing that if that's my main focus and I'm working hard, honoring Him, that He's going to take care of the rest.
Without a doubt. You hit it right on the nail. I guess my follow-up question for you is, with the Lord in your life, right, serving others. I look at you right now, it's 10:30 on a Friday, and you're out at a group home. Most people your age are out, smoking weed at a party, but you're out there serving your community, making them better, giving them an opportunity to succeed. How important was it for a young age, and who was the biggest influence when it came to helping other people?
Honestly, working here is a blessing to me, just because, like, this job, it might seem like outside that I'm doing a lot of work, but it's really just so easy. I get to hang out with my guy, Andrew. That's who I work with. And honestly, he's one of my best friends up here right now. He's got my back. He comes to all my games. He supports me. He's taking pictures of me after the game. Like, that's my dog. I love him. And, I get to come to work and hang out with him. It's a blessing, to say the least. It's really not, I wouldn't even say it's work.
What do you got for him, D?
I really think we asked a slew of questions at that moment. I don't think I have anything right now.
Well, Max, I really appreciate your time. I've been really touched by you and how positive you are, man. I look forward to watching your development in 2024, man. Keep in touch with both of us. Reach out if you need anything. And best of luck moving forward.
Okay, awesome. Thank you guys very much for having me on. Thank you for taking the time. I do really appreciate it.